Sometimes in the crypto space, a story pops up that really makes you pause.
Mm-hmm.
It seems crypto entrepreneurs in France are now getting, well, special attention from law enforcement, heightened security measures.
Yeah, it's definitely not your typical headline. And what's interesting is how proactive the French authorities are being here. We're looking at a report from May 16th, 2025, that lays out these pretty unusual steps.
Exactly. And it's not happening in a vacuum, the big reason. A really worrying spike in kidnappings targeting people in the crypto scene over there.
Right. This isn't just, theoretical risk anymore. It's very real, very concrete danger.
So that's our mission for this deep dive.
Yeah.
Figure out why this is happening now, what specifically triggered this official response, and what it all means.
Okay, so the core of it, according to the report, involves some very practical security measures. We're talking priority access to police emergency lines.
Priority access, like a dedicated hotline almost.
Seems like it. It signals they understand the potential urgency, that
Right.
these folks might need help fast.
That's a big step. And it's not just about phone lines, right?
No, they're also offering home security assessments. Think about the police actually visiting your home to advise on strengthening defenses.
Wow. That's quite a level of direct involvement.
It is, and it goes further into prevention. They're providing safety briefings tailored for the entrepreneurs and their families.
But the families, too. Okay, so it's about education, best practices, trying to stop them becoming targets in the first place.
Precisely. It makes you wonder what specific advice they're giving beyond, the standard stuff.
Yeah, it does. But the urgency, the why now, seems pretty clear from what France's Interior Minister, Bruno Retailleau, said.
Mm-hmm. He directly linked these measures to a recent jump in attacks.
He basically said, look, these kidnappings are happening, and we need specific tools, immediate ones, to fight back. To prevent, deter, hinder, his words. All to protect the industry.
That's a strong statement. Shows real government commitment to tackling this specific threat head-on.
And it's not just about the immediate physical threat either. He mentioned something else interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Anti-crypto asset laundering training for their officers.
Ah, okay. So they recognize the financial motive behind these kidnappings. Makes sense. These criminals are likely after the crypto itself, and law enforcement needs to understand how that money moves, how it gets cleaned.
Exactly. It suggests these aren't simple smash-and-grab crimes. There's a level of sophistication involved if they're worried about laundering.
Right. Tracing crypto requires specialized knowledge. Training officers on that is, critical if they want to recover funds or disrupt these networks.
So let's talk about the incidents that really pushed this forward. The report mentions an attempted abduction just on May 13th.
So, very recent.
Yeah, targeting the daughter and grandson of Pierre Noisat. He's the CEO of Paymium, a French crypto platform. And apparently this happened in broad daylight.
The boldness is striking. And didn't the report say something about how they fought back?
It did. Apparently Noisat's daughter actually managed to grab a gun from one attacker and throw it away. Incredible bravery. But it just shows how violent these encounters are.
Absolutely. A very real physical danger.
And then, just before that, May 3rd, the father of another crypto entrepreneur was kidnapped, held for several days, and the ransom demand, 7 million euros.
7 million, wow. That figure just leaps out. It really underlines the massive potential payday these criminals see.
No kidding. And going back a bit further to January.
There was another one.
Yes, David Balland. He's a co-founder of Ledger.
Yeah.
The hardware wallet company.
Right, so someone potentially holding or associated with significant crypto value.
Exactly. He was kidnapped on January 21st, held overnight, and then thankfully rescued by police on the 22nd.
And the Interior Minister, Retailleau, he thinks these are connected.
Yeah, he specifically said they believe these incidents are likely linked. That changes things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It suggests maybe a pattern or even an organized group targeting the French crypto scene.
It really does. Less like random acts, more like a focused campaign. Are we seeing a specific criminal organization specializing in this? That's a worrying thought.
Definitely. Now, to zoom out a bit, this report also brings in wider context. It mentions a GitHub database run by Jameson Lopp.
Ah, yes. The cypherpunk security guy. He tracks physical attacks related to crypto.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And his data shows, well, it's not just France. Over 150 reported incidents, robberies, kidnapping since 2014.
Over 150.
And the really concerning part, 23 of those happened just in the first few months of 2025.
23 already this year. Okay, so that spike isn't just a French phenomenon. It suggests this is a growing global issue. Lopp's work is crucial for seeing that bigger picture.
Absolutely. And Lopp also gives some practical advice for people in crypto to, lower their risk profile.
Oh, like what?
Well, first, avoid peer-to-peer trades, especially with strangers or people you don't trust. Makes sense, cuts down on risky direct meetups or interactions.
Yeah, P2P has its advantages, but you lose that layer of security you get with established exchanges. Good point.
He also says, maybe obviously, don't flaunt wealth on social media.
Seems basic, but probably very necessary advice in a space where people sometimes share big wins publicly. You're just painting a target on your back.
Right. You're giving criminals intel without realizing it.
Exactly. Financial status, lifestyle, it makes you easier to find.
And his last tip is maybe less obvious. Don't wear crypto-branded clothing.
Like, don't advertise your potential holdings.
Pretty much. It's a small thing, but it avoids signaling, hey, I might be worth targeting when you're out and about.
That's actually quite clever. Low key is the way to go. Minimize visibility.
So, bringing this all together, what does this tell you, the listener, about where crypto is right now?
Well, it tells us it's matured to a point where the risks aren't just digital or financial, they're physical. Personal security is now a major factor, especially if you're prominent or known to hold crypto.
Yeah, it's not just about price charts and tech anymore.
Not at all. As crypto gains value and mainstream attention, sadly, it also attracts more sophisticated and sometimes violent criminal attention. France is just a very clear, very current example of that. Anyone in this space needs to be aware.
Okay, so let's recap the key takeaway here. French authorities are taking this wave of kidnappings targeting crypto entrepreneurs very seriously.
Extremely seriously. They're rolling out concrete measures, priority emergency access, home security help, even specialized police training.
It's a significant proactive government response aimed at protecting individuals and really the industry itself within France.
That's the core message. They see this as a threat that needs a specific tailored defense.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on. If this is happening in France and Lopp's data suggests a wider trend, how does security need to evolve globally? As crypto becomes even more embedded in our financial lives, what does personal vigilance look like? And what are the bigger implications for the whole crypto space if these kinds of targeted attacks become, well, more common? Something to think about.